A little bit of product placement here, a little bit of product placement. All right, happy Friday. Hey, Mark Milam here, your mortgage professional with Highland Mortgage, coming to you with this week's interest rate summary and market update. Bit of a mixed bag this week with mortgage interest rates. We started the week out pretty well. Monday and Tuesday, really good days. We were hoping to hold on to those gains. Wednesday, we gave some of it back. Yesterday, we rebounded. Then today, we gave all the rest of it back when we got the Fed's favorite measure of inflation, which is the personal consumption expenditures. This is what people are paying for things. And when you strip out food and energy, these really volatile commodities as part of our measures of inflation, we didn't do too badly. Let me show you what I'm talking about. The actual PCI, or the core PCE number, came in a little lower than expectations, 5.2 against 5.3, and you would have thought we'd have seen some improvement or at least holding ground today based on that. Unfortunately, there's the sell-off in mortgage-backed securities, so interest rates are heading higher. Why did that happen? Well, when you add back in all of the volatile measures, food and energy, we actually came in a little bit hotter. A lot of this is centered around the Ukraine and what's happening over there in Russia, what's happening with energy prices, but some of it also is what's happening with employment costs. Employers' costs for employees, we were expected to increase those about 1.1%. It came in about 1.4%, so there's more money employers are paying to employees. While that's good for you and me and anybody that has a boss, that's not so great for the inflation figure. And we're just seeing inflation is still a persistent problem with no clear indication that it's on the decline. Maybe a plateau, but certainly no clear indication that it's on a decline. And when you're at a 40-year high, what you want to see is a decline. And rest assured, this is the only bit of data that matters. COVID infection rates, earnings numbers on Wall Street, the only thing that matters right now for interest rates is inflation. And until we see a continued, obvious reduction in inflation, interest rates are just going to continue to take it on the chin. Speaking of taking it on the chin, let's talk about next week. So next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, the Fed meets in a regularly scheduled meeting with the policy statement coming 2 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. Everyone and their uncle and their uncle's uncle expects the Fed to raise the Fed funds rate by 0.5 point. Now, rest assured, mortgage interest rates are not going up by 0.5 point on Wednesday, 2 p.m. next week. That's an overnight lending rate. The Fed funds rate is an overnight lending rate to banks and financial institutions. The market has largely priced in the 0.5% increase to the Fed funds rate. But on the heels of May, we've got June and July. And June and July also have Fed meetings. The Fed doesn't meet every single month, but for that summertime window, May, June, July, the Fed meets for 3 months in a row. So we'll see how that goes. As important as the Fed funds rate going up by 0.5 point on Wednesday at 2 p.m. is the Fed's language. If the Fed is, again, particularly hawkish, which the Fed has been of late, we might see a little deterioration in pricing. If the Fed points to some signs that maybe inflation is starting to moderate and they're going to take a measured approach to future Fed funds rate increases, well, we never know. We might actually see some improvement. Odds are it's probably going to be the former, but let's keep our eye on the latter. Most folks are thinking that the Fed funds rate is going to close out the year somewhere between 2.5% to 3.25%, somewhere in that range, 2.5% to 3.25%. To give you an idea, right now, the Fed funds rate's at 0.5%. So by this time next week, we'll be at 1%, and conventional wisdom says by the end of the year, we'll be at 2.5% to 3.25% on the Fed funds rate. In the meantime, if there's anything that I can be of service for, please don't hesitate to reach out, mark.milam@highlandmtg.com. Have a good weekend, everybody.